Well, hello everybody. Thank you for watching or tuning in. My name is Gabe. For you that do not know me, I'm the wellness manager here for Quarryville Presbyterian Retirement Community. What we're going to be doing today is another installment of our Boxing for the Mind and Body. What the goal of this is to show you a couple different movements that we can do that we've derived from boxing to basically benefit not only the physical aspects but also the cognitive aspects of the body. So first and foremost, I always say, try and get some water. Hydration's key. So if you have a second, I would pause the video and grab a small cup or glass of water so that you can stay hydrated throughout the workout. Alrighty, well, if you paused or if you didn't, welcome back. Other than that, the only thing that I would like to say to kind of prepare for this movement and exercise session here is just to clear out the surrounding area. So if you're in your home, I would say at least an arm distance of length between you from the sides here, and then I would say just about a extension of the leg distance to the front and to the sides. We're going to be doing some forward and horizontal movements. So other than that, if you're ready to go, we'll go ahead and start here. This is going to be about a 10 to 15 minute workout. If you want this to last a little bit longer, you're more than welcome to restart the video over and watch it 2 times through. But this one's going to have a little bit more cardiovascular focus than the first one. So if you're ready, why don't we go ahead and we'll get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to warm up here with a nice march in place. We'll get those feet pumping here, and we're going to add those arms in as well. So what we're doing here is kind of priming that body up, get that blood flowing through the body, and get that heart rate nice and elevated. And while we're here, one thing I always tell our classes and our members here is trying to really focus on that rhythmic breathing. And what I mean by that is inhaling in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. We're going to keep those marches going with the legs, and we're going to do some sun salutation. So we're going to swing those arms up and down. And notice I'm inhaling as those hands come up and exhaling as those hands come down. Last one, deep inhale up, then exhale down. Good. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to keep doing those toe taps, but we're going to go out to the sides. And I want you to notice, we're keeping that abdominal muscle and that core nice and tight here. Chest up, shoulders back, with a little bit of that space in the spine here. We're trying to tap, but we're also trying to point those big toes a little bit. And this here, go to where you feel comfortable. You don't need to reach all the way out and kick the side wall, just enough that you can feel a good stretch, good movement, and feel those legs working. Perfect. All right, we're going to take those into kicks out to the front, tapping those toes. Just like so. And really trying to point those toes down, trying to get some good flexion of the feet there. Perfect, just like that. Chest up, shoulders back. Now we're going to go back into those side taps. We're going to add a reach in here. So, tapping to the side, but we're going to reach to the other side. Nice, good extension. I know it seems a little complicated, and working your own pace until you get that rhythm down pat. Opposite hands reaching, and really trying to shift that weight here. Feel those core muscles pull you back into place. Shifting side to side. Perfect, just like so. Couple more seconds here. Perfect. Next, we're going to try to scooch out to the front of that chair a little bit. Not too far that we want to be in danger of falling off, but just enough that we can get some clearance to the heels here. Chest up, shoulders back. We're going to do some backwards taps. So we're going to tap those toes back. And if this feels easy for you, one thing that you can do to make it a little bit more complicated is we can add some tricep extensions. So we can kick those arms back as we tap. Good, just like that. Bring those arms back and try to keep those hands and feet in sync while we do that. Very good. Couple more seconds here, everybody. All right. Let's go ahead here. We're going to take those arms out to the side. Let's just shake those arms out. Nice, good shake out to the side. Shake one down. Shake the other out. Next, we're just going to shake those feet, shake those legs out, get that blood and oxygen flowing down through those muscles. So next, we're going to head a little bit more into the boxing-esque of these exercises. So in boxing, there's different movements that we call punches, right? That is typically incorporating a little bit of weight shifting while propelling either their hands forward, out to the side, or at a different angle. Now, they also use numbers in boxing. So something that's simple is you can extend one hand forward. That's referred to as a jab. Another hand coming forward would be a cross, but another way to call those is 1-2s. So that first jab is known as a 1, the second one is known as a 2. So a little bit of boxing history there for you, or a little bit more inquisitive. People kind of asked about what are the number systems, so I figured I'd throw that in there a little bit for you. So if you hear me referring to numbers, that's another name for those punches. Now, what we're going to do here, really focus on keeping that chest up, shoulders back, and working on that good posture, keeping that core tight. Typical boxing stance, we keep one hand forward, one hand a little bit back. That back hand is usually your dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, that right hand's going to be back a little bit. If you're left-hand, that left hand's going to be back a little bit. Now, what we're going to do here, something that we like to call 1-2s, or that jab and that cross. So what this is going to look like is our left hand or right hand, whichever is forward, extends, comes back, then we switch to the opposite and back and repeat. So it's going to be a 1-2, just like so. So what we're going to do here is for about 30 seconds, try and keep that pace, I would say, as consistent as possible. Don't need to work yourself too much, but keep it nice and consistent and control that breathing. So let's go ahead here when you're ready. 1-2, 1-2, just like so. And I want you to notice, I'm bringing those hands back where they started. Each time, controlling that breathing, and I'm working at a pace that feels good for me. 1-2, jab, cross, 1-2, 1-2. Now, next what we're going to do here is something called a hook. You'll notice there's a little bit different here. This has more of a looping-esque kind of angle to it. So what we're going to do here, same exact form, okay? Keeping that chest up, shoulders back. We're going to go into some hooks. So it's going to look like this. Hook, 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 hook. So kind of looping out to the side and forward a little bit. And really trying to feel that weight shift forward and back. Settling. Good. Perfect. Very good. Bring those hands right back to where they started, just as we did with that first iteration. Very good. Now, these are referred to as a 3. So the first 2 we did, this is kind of the next iteration of punches and combinations that we could do in the future. Perfect. Couple more seconds here. All right, next we're going to go to some uppercuts. So they kind of look like this, but we're going to go low to high and uppercut. Good. And notice I'm kind of dipping my weight down a little bit, shifting side to side. Good. Driving those hands upward. Controlling that breathing. Good. Uppercut, uppercut, uppercut. So you can see they're kind of a little similar to those hooks, right? We're just driving down and up. These are more vertical as opposed to horizontal. Perfect. Couple more seconds here. All right, let's go back to that march. Keep that heart rate nice and moving. Keep that heart rate elevated. Get that blood and that oxygen flowing through that body. We're going to hold this march out here for about another 20 seconds. And then we're going to get some other exercises here. Some other forms of punches. So we're going to do some to the side, overhead. So my usual recommendation is if you have pain in the arms or shoulders when going overhead, just keep those punches forward. We want you to feel comfortable. We don't want to be experiencing any pain during these, right? Perfect. All right, so what we're going to do here next is we're going to go to the side with some punches. So we're going to do single punches to each direction, and we're going to alternate back and forth. So first one, right, then left. And we're going to hold this out for about 30 seconds here. And trying to shift that weight a little bit. Now, we don't want to go too far, right? Don't want to be worrisome about falling or tipping the chair over, but just enough that you can use those core muscles and those upper body muscles to pull your form back in. Good. Very good. Controlling that breathing. Nice, good pace here. All right, let's get ready. We're going to go into some overhead punches here next. So, kind of similar. We're going to shift that weight, but we're going to bring those arms vertical. Now, if we're not able to or it causes any pain, just keep those arms and punches going straight forward in front of you. All right, 1, 2. We're going overhead now. Very good. Notice I'm shifting that weight just a little bit to each side, trying to end with that arm directly overhead and use those core muscles to pull me back in place. Try not to slouch. Try not to lean too far. Just enough that we can use those core muscles, those leg muscles, and those upper body muscles kind of all in sync here. Very good. A couple more seconds here. Control that pace. Control that breathing. And a good extension up and overhead. Alrighty, we're going to go to some speed bags here next. So, we also like to call these roly-polies. So what we're going to do is we're going to angle ourselves a little bit to the left or right here. We're going to bring our hands up at about mouth level here. And we're going to roll those hands hand over hand here for 30 seconds. Perfect. Rolling those hands. Now, we don't want to go too vicious, right? Don't want to cause any pain in the wrists or the shoulders. And we don't want to get too close, right? We don't need to lose any chin hairs, or we don't need to chip any teeth, right? Nice and slow and controlled, and keep it far enough from the face that we're in enough comfortable position to be safe, right? Perfect. Rolling those hands forward, keeping that chest up, those shoulders back, and working that pace that feels good for us here. All right, we're going to take that to the other side here. Good. Rolling those hands forward. Left and right. Good. Keeping those hands and elbows up nice and high. If this hurts for you, you can always bring those hands down a little bit. Just make sure that we have enough clearance away from our body. Perfect. Controlling that breathing, those nice, comfortable and rhythmic breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right, let's bring that back to our march here. Perfect. We're getting to our last set of exercises here. So make sure we feel comfortable. Make sure we're taking in those nice rhythmic breaths while we're here. Good posture, and try not to overwork the body too much. Now, these next ones here, they're going to be a little complicated. So if you need to pause the video and recycle through watching the instruction, feel free. But these ones here are really going to test that mind and that cognitive just as much as the physical. So we're going to add some of those punches in with a couple different movements. So what we're going to do here is a kick forward and a punch at the same time. So we're going to do alternating. So left leg kicks, right hand punches. Then we switch. Right leg, left hand. Keep that moving for about 30 seconds here. Good. And again, we don't want to be slouching forward. Nice and good posture, chest up, shoulders back, core muscles engaged. Good. Kicking those feet upward, alternating left and right, and trying to have the opposite hand extending out. Good job, everybody. Perfect. All right, we're going to keep this moving. We're going to go to some side taps here, okay? But we're going to add a hook in with that. So remember those hooks from earlier. We're going to do a little side tap and hook. So same side this time. I know it's a little bit tricky. And working at your own pace till you feel comfortable. And holding that pace out for about 30 seconds. Very good. Kind of leaning to the side to give yourself a little bit of clearance. Very good. Controlling that breathing, controlling that pace. Nice, good side steps with the hooks. All right, last one here. We're going to do some reaches and pulls. So we're going to take those hands nice and up overhead. Now, if that's a little difficult, you can bring them down a little bit lower. And we are going to pull the elbows down as we raise the knee up. So, pull, up, pull, and we go and alternate. Holding that out for about 30 seconds as well. Controlling that breathing, good pace. Try to get a good extension in those arms and making sure to alternate back and forth between those knees. All right, perfect. We'll bring that back to a nice slow march. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, if you're looking to have a little bit longer of an exercise video, you can pause here and recycle those exercises through. If you're looking to keep that exercise sheet and time frame right about here, we are going to end with some stretching. So if you do restart it, I still recommend coming back here and finishing with some stretches. But for everybody else, why don't we go ahead? We'll do some stretching before we head out and get everybody nice and mobile. So we'll give ourselves a little bit of room here. First one we're going to do, we're going to take one leg. Doesn't matter which one you start with. We're going to extend that till it's straight out in front of us. Heel is going to be in the ground. Toes are going to be pointed up. And we are going to slowly ride that hand down as we lower our chest down toward that thigh. You should feel a good pull in the back of the leg here, the hamstring. When you feel that, we're going to stop there and hold that for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly sitting back up and tall. You do the same thing with the other leg. Nice good extension. Try to get it as straight as we can. If you have a little bend in the knee, that's okay. And slowly reaching till we feel a really good stretch in the back of that leg. And holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Slowly bring that leg in. We're going to take one hand overhead, and we're just going to lean to one side here. Not too far. Again, we don't want to have that fear or that worry of falling. Other hand can stay on the thigh. And we're just going to have a little lean until we can feel a little stretch in the side of that body. Slowly bring that hand down. Other hand will come up and overhead as we lean to one side. And again, not forcing it. We don't need to reach too far. We don't want to have that fear of falling, and we don't want to cause any pain. So you should feel a little bit of a pull, but nothing too severe here. Perfect. Let's bring that hand down. Next, we're going to let those hands come down to the side. We're going to do some nice wrist circles inwards. We're going to do 10 circles, turning our hands in. And then 10 circles out. Good. Turning those wrists out. Once we're done, we'll place those hands on the thighs here. And next, we're just going to scoop and roll those shoulders up and back, letting them fall back down naturally. And then repeating, scooping up and back, just like so. Not forcing it. We don't want to cause any pain. Don't want to pinch those muscles too hard. Just enough that we can get a good alleviation and feel that working into those neck and upper back muscles. Perfect. All right, last one. We're going to take those hands down to the side. We're going to turn those palms to face out, and we're going to drive those hands up and together as we inhale and exhale as the hands come down. Repeating up, inhaling as the hands come together, and exhaling as the hands come apart. Last one, deep inhale up, and let's hold that breath at the top. Hold that breath, and exhale down. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this second installment of the Boxing for the Mind and Body. We're looking to try and incorporate as much of this as we can. This is something that's not only good for one ailment or one issue that you're having. There's a list of different things that this can benefit. This is not only cognitive, but it's physical, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually beneficial. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope that it brings you some sort of help in whatever endeavors you may be facing. And other than that, I hope to see you tune into the next one. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everybody.